Grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
The Big O Radio Show is brought to you by Caneswear. Go to Caneswear.com, where all orders over $99 get free shipping. Sloman's Total Home Security. Protect your home with the best in the business. 1-800-ALARM-ME for the company serving America for nearly 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com. Licensed roofing contractor. 100% financing is available. Go to Tommy B. Butts Junior Enterprises.com.
The Big O Radio Show originates from the OK Coin Studios. Invest a little time and save big. Just set the recurring buy and pay, zero transaction fee after your first purchase. The Big O Radio Show is mastered by executive producer Sean Stanley from the OK Coin Studios. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
That we're gonna do a little so we did all Monday through Friday. We did a little Friday night. Now we're going to do a little Saturday afternoon. We've got breaking news as it looks like Brian Flores now has been named senior defensive assistant and linebackers coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pretty amazing stuff. Now, I saw this story and immediately I just, I started kind of like smiling because I know that there's so many layers to this. And while some are playing chess, some are playing checkers, and some have to figure out, really what the hell is going on. And so I saw the news. And by the way, we're coming to you live still from New York City. We're in the Knickerbocker Hotel, actually. Sean and myself, he's in the other room, actually, mastering everything. And I'm in my room doing the show. There he is. There he is in his room. And so that was quick, man. That was strong on your part, dude. You were prepared, bro. I love that. Anyway, so, and there you go, even better, 2-shot. So we're still out here. We're actually gonna go to lunch at, like I told him, let's go around 3:00. Let's go get something to eat. Go get it. I don't. Do we do? Wait a minute, Sean. Do we do the dirty hot dog? Or wait a minute, you did go out to get some B-roll. Did you already do the dirty hot dog without me? Be honest now. What happened?
No, I have not done the dirty hot dog yet.
Okay, so do we do the dirty hot dog now for lunch? Because I don't want. I mean,
yeah. There's one. Right? There's one not even a block and a half away from us.
Okay, so then we'll do the dirty hot dog, and then we'll do some kind of something, and then we'll come back, and then dinner tonight because we can't have a dirty hot dog for dinner.
No.
Yeah,
but there is a McDonald's right across the street from the dirty hot dog. So
yeah, okay. Oh,
yeah.
I think we'll do a little better than McDonald's.
I'm not saying I got a lot of B-roll, but I did a lot of scouting of food places.
Okay, well, that's what we do, brother. That's
Andy Reid in full effect, baby.
Yes, no doubt about that. And by the way, don't forget to smash the like button. As always, thank you for getting us over 11,000 subscribers, which is really, really cool. To get us over 11,000 subscribers. We're moving at a really, really nice pace. Thanks to all of you out there. Again, got to thank the folks at Sloman's. They have been just absolutely amazing. They have rolled out the red carpet for us. We had a great time. And, I still don't know what I'm still thinking, do I go to see the Alarm? You know what I mean? Do I go see Peter Wolf? The problem with Peter Wolf is, I don't know what to do tonight. Peter Wolf was the lead singer of Jay Giles' band. But when you go see Peter Wolf, he actually doesn't play any Jay Giles. He may play like one song, and he plays a lot of the older stuff, some of his solo stuff, and it's actually cool, but it's not Jay Giles, So you get a little Love Stinks, a little Centerfold. What's a Flamethrower is a great song. I mean, they got so many hits. I would love to hear a lot of those hits, and by the way, rest in peace, the Jay Giles, obviously, who passed away a few years ago. But yeah, there's a couple of bands in town. Maybe some dinner. I don't know. I don't know what to do, man. We got to do something tonight. I figure it's New York City, go do something. So if you guys got any ideas, and if you got a restaurant that we need to go to, Sean? What do you think today if we go to like a steakhouse, bro? I would like that for dinner. I think that would be. We're in New York City, dude. You know how many good steakhouses there are? I'm kind of in the mood for a. How about you, Sean? What do you think? You give me a. We've had Italian, we've had the Mexican, we've had. We're gonna have hot dogs now. What do you think? Like a good steak dinner, right?
Of course. I mean, look, dude, I'm not turning down steakhouse. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right.
Do what you want to do. I'm not turning any food down. I really.
All right. So that's it now. So those are the suggestions out there. You got to give us some suggestions here in New York City. We're in Manhattan, okay? So don't make us go, an hour in the subway, and we're two South Florida idiots that don't know the subway system and all that kind of stuff. Don't confuse us, man.
And also, one of us is a fat guy walking. So let's not, let's keep it in the, one of us is a little fat guy walking. All right.
Okay, but I don't have a problem with a subway trip where we just go right down to the subway, take a subway, stop, walk upstairs, and it's half a block away from the subway, and let's go.
Okay. All right.
All right, we can do that. But don't kill us, okay? So we're right in the center of Manhattan. We're right there. So, Times Square, in other words. So if you guys got a great idea for a steakhouse for us tonight, we're going to go there, probably. That's what we're going to do. But anyway, all right, so let's get to the news. Also, before I say the folks at Slattery's, thank you very much. You guys were very accommodating. And I want to thank also everybody. We kind of did a whole little, if you didn't see the video, there were about 25 Dolphin fans that showed up yesterday from all parts. And it was really, really cool. Doug Lee, Igor from Dolphins NYC. So I appreciate everybody that showed up. Jeff, all the guys out there. I'm trying to remember the names. It's good. My problem with faces and names, I have to see you several times to remember that. I'll remember the face, but I won't remember the name. You know what I mean? That'll take me a couple times. I'm terrible with that at times. It's so bad. Remember how we used to remember phone numbers? Now I don't even remember phone numbers. Now I remember maybe your Twitter handle, but I can't remember your phone number. I know my wife's phone number and my daughter's phone number. That's it. I knew Bill's. Unfortunately, no longer with us, but that's it. Those are the only ones I ever knew. All the other ones, it's just you depend on the name, on the whole deal. So it's a different ball game. But anyway, so thanks to everybody that came out, sung the Dolphin fight song. We talked Dolphins. We talked misery about our Dolphins. So it was one of those deals where we talked a bad, but hey, better days ahead now. Hopefully with Mike McDaniel at the helm. All right, so now let's get into the story, right? Where people obviously want to find out. Brian Flores has been signed as a senior defense assistant and linebackers coach with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, remember the Rooney Rule originates with that family also. And in a way, I got to tell you, this is what we call on a judicial level psychological warfare. This is a shot at the bow. And now the Brian Flores case takes a hit. His lawyers are probably questioning all of this, right? Because the idea is they don't hire. But you know how many coaches get fired as head coaches and then have to become coordinators or position coaches and work their way back up again? Happens all the time, right? Dan Quinn was, right, for a couple of years, and he's trying to work his way back to being a head coach. So he's back at being a coordinator. Vic Fangio, after a couple of years as a head coach for Denver, gets fired, and he can't get a job as a head coach. He could have gotten a job as a coordinator, but that's just what it is. And Fangio is way more proven as a head coach, as a defensive coordinator, than actually Flo is. Flo's only been under the wings of Belichick. And now he had a little bit with the Dolphins, but Fangio's been in several places, and his defense has always been absolutely awesome wherever he goes. So this is kind of the evolution, and this is part of the argument in the case that the NFL is going to have. So he's going to have very, 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 he's going to struggle. It's going to be almost impossible for him to prove any of the racism, even though we know it exists, even though we know the NFL, you could say 31 teams or 30 or 28 or 27 or 25 of the teams in general have problems with hiring minorities. We know that's the truth. We know it. But the general doesn't help you in the individual case. And so here's the NFL, where Houston ends up hiring a minority, Miami ends up hiring a minority, so it kind of goes against it. And then he looks bitter when he adds Houston, and then he goes after the league, but then the league, somebody then throws him a bone and hires him, and he takes the job. So by him taking the job, he's also saying that that while the system may be flawed, he still wants to help and be part of the system because another minority's been given an opportunity. What would be ignorant by him would be not to accept the opportunity. This is where I tell you all the time, Tim Tebow and Colin Kaepernick, I lost some respect for both of them as athletes. And why? Because they come from this, and I hate to stereotype, but I'm gonna stereotype. They come from this millennial Generation Z part of life, and they were shunned after they had opportunities at quarterbacks. But how come they didn't do what Joe Theismann did? How come they didn't do what Warren Moon did to get to the Pro Football Hall of Fame? He went to Canada after the NFL gave him the middle finger. So did Cam Wade. So did Mark Dixon. So did Ricky Williams. So did Doug Flutie. So did Jeff Garcia. So why didn't Tebow, if he thought he could play quarterback, why does he force the league to try to give him a job as a quarterback in a league that he doesn't belong? Why doesn't he go to the CFL to prove? But he didn't. He waited years and then took an opportunity from somebody else in baseball, and then took another opportunity from somebody else at tight end. And Colin Kaepernick, and he's lucky because he had the Mets wanted to make money, and Urban Meyer was his buddy. That's the only reason. But in Cap's case, he could have gone and didn't. So I give Flo credit for doing what everybody else does, right? So, I was in traditional radio. The idiot program director that was in place said, we don't need you. Fine with me. I'm happy. I'm out. Doesn't mean I give up. No, I try something else. And guess what? This is way more successful now. But it's a matter of having determination. But that's old school that's in me. Old school wasn't enough in Tebow and wasn't enough in Colin Kaepernick. I give Flo credit. Now, having said all that, the NFL is just strengthening their case. They threw him a bone. The team that came up with the Rooney Rule hires, Brian Flores. So the vine has been extended. You took it, right? So now the NFL can go again and say, well, wait a minute. The Giants are going to say, there was no racism here. We did our process. He can say whatever he wants. And whatever Belichick thought, nobody talked to Belichick here. Did Belichick tell you that he got it from us? Because he didn't get it from us. He's just hearing reports. And by the way, and so in the end, those of us that had logic, we knew Daboll was going to go there once they hired the Buffalo GM. That's kind of what they're doing. What the hell is Denver doing right now? They hire Hackett in order to try to get Rodgers. What does Green Bay do? They bring back Tom Clements in order to keep Aaron Rodgers. Duh! Which, by the way, when they hired Philbin with the Miami Dolphins, I knew, and still know one more, but I knew about 4 people in the building, and all of them to a man said, "Why hire Joe Philbin? I'd rather give Tom Clements the job. He's a little rough on the edges, but I'd rather give him the job." That's kind of what they told me, because they told me that Tom is kind of a gruff guy a little bit, or some, he's kind of a hard ass, you know what I mean? But Philbin was one of those guys that is not even considered a frontline coach that's going to really command a lot of respect from players. And so it's just one of those things. So now the NFL is going to be able to use this as ammunition. Okay, so you can't prove that the Giants had racism. Miami certainly has no racism. Houston has no racism whatsoever. They hired a minority. And the Denver Broncos, dude, you said they were drunk and disheveled. Where's your proof? John Elway can go after him for character assassination on that. You can't do something like that and just say, "Oh, well, the guy was drunk," and all that. Well, how do you know? I mean, I told you, he looks like the human Sharpay. So it's going to be a he said, and then it's over. So he can't win that case. So that all this does today, okay, well, I'm happy for him because he gets an opportunity. And in that team, at least he'll be able to grow there. Whether he's able to get out of that place, I don't know, because he ratted on Belichick and all of that. But this is the same thing as the NFL giving Eric Reed and throwing him a bone a couple of years ago also. It didn't matter. Their lawyers are more powerful. They're going to be better at arguing all these cases. And now they're going to keep showing examples that, hey, nobody blackballed him. He just wanted a head coaching job, and the teams that wanted to hire didn't hire him. That's it. So you can't do anything about it. So to me, it's all about pay for lose. If he doesn't have tangible evidence in pay for lose, he will never be able to win this case, because he's not going to win the case based on the race part, even though we know there's a problem. We know there's a problem, but it's called a court of law, and it's an individual case, and you cannot bring in other cases or other examples until you prove yours first. And those cases have nothing to do, because it's all, again, hearsay, nothing can be proven, and so there's nothing tangible. You can't explain why Marvin Lewis didn't get a job for years, or Tony Dungy, because it took those guys a while before they got their gigs, and then they finally got their gigs, and then they took off. We all know that. We watched it. We know the league has a problem, still has a problem, a monster problem. But individually, Brian Flores will have almost an impossible shot at proving this, I think. That's my opinion. Okay? Not in a lawyer, and I am sleeping in the Nick. By the way, I'm a Heat fan, sleeping in the Knickerbocker. Isn't that a little twisted? Is that kind of... By the way, the rooms are really cool. Really cool rooms. Okay. So let's see. What do we got? What do we have? Oh, yes. By the way, I forgot. We got to mention this. I just want to know this. Okay. When Flo flies in, will they have Minkah Fitzpatrick holding up an iPad like they did for me that says Brian Flores, and it's Minkah? Minkah's his driver. Because, I mean, that's got to be just absolutely fantastic. Those two together, that is just beautiful. I mean, that now I want Hard Knocks to go to Pittsburgh now. I just want to follow around Minkah and Brian Flores. I want to see if they ever share some coffee. I want to see if they ever are in the same defensive meeting room at times. Brian Flores will be at the chalkboard. Minkah will be in the farthest corner of the room opposite of that. You know, Minkah is like calling some of his teammates going, "Yo, I'm telling you, this guy's whack." You know, and that's it. It's just he's going to go off on him. I mean, the reunion of Minka and Brian Flores is going to be just this beautiful relationship that is, it's sure to blossom. It's sure to head in directions that, I think we're all going to be really happy to see, because we all love train wrecks, which was a subject in our dinner conversation the other night. Train wrecks. You want a train wreck? Brian Flores and Minka Fitzpatrick. That, my friends, is what you call a train wreck. Okay? That's fabulous. All right, let me see, because I'm not gonna look at the text on my phone, because that would be crazy. Let's see. Jesse in, Juan Lopez in, Ray Grullon. Ray, good to see you. How's Minka feeling? Oh yeah, baby. It's Andy Reid's long lost son, Big Sean. Yeah, baby. Juan Lopez, Big O, how long have you done YouTube for? I think it's about 2 years we've been doing YouTube. Now, we took about 6 months off on the podcast. Remember, this is a podcast also. So we do a live show, and then this gets podcasted after. So you can listen to it on the go, audio-wise. Big O Radio Show. You can find it on all platforms. Let's see. Beautiful day down here in South Beach. Enjoy, Carl. We'll be down there on Sunday morning. Grab a slice of Lions, Tigers, and Squares. Okay. How do you feel about Pepe Le Pew? He's fourth in line. I like it, because he's kind of just above a quality control coach. So he's kind of learning this, and this allows Mike McDaniel to get a young coach and groom him and see if he can grow from him. Remember, Pepe Le Pew is now teaching a completely different blocking scheme. So he's actually going to be learning in this process too at the same time. Adrian Hernandez, thank you for the love on the super chat, sir, as always. Yes, you were there. That's right. It was a pleasure to meet you guys and Doug last night at Slattery's. Enjoy your steak dinner. Thank you, Adrian. Appreciate you, man. Big O, does Pittsburgh get a draft pick for hiring Cam Flo? No, it's the other way around. Miami will get a draft pick, but I think Miami doesn't get a draft pick because they fired him. It's if they take a coach off your roster. Gerald Alexander. If Gerald Alexander would have gotten hired by the Jags as defensive coordinator, Miami then gets some kind of compensation, I believe. You know what? Now, maybe I misspoke there. I'm not sure if you get credited for assistant coaches or coordinators. I think it's only head coaches. So if one of your coaches gets taken and hired, I think it says head coach. You know something there, Andy? You know about this, because you're kind of a head coach yourself.
No, I believe it's just coordinators and head coaches. I believe it's not assistant. I believe, because somebody was asking about it before about assistant head coaches. I know it's no assistants, but I think if they get elevated to coordinator or head coach.
Okay, so then Gerald Alexander would have counted then. So that would have been if Gerald Alexander would have gotten the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I'm going to look that up too to verify.
I think that's.
I'm going to step out and check that out.
Yeah. Do some research there, because we never research here. Let's see, what else do we have here? Flores got hired by Ross. That's ridiculous. Flo wasn't hired by Ross, by the way. First of all, Flo was hired by Chris Greer, Marvin Allen, and Reggie McKenzie. Whatever you want, and those three guys fired him. Okay, Ross approved all of that. You guys can believe whatever you want to believe. He didn't make any of the decisions. Okay, he approves the decisions. Sometimes he might come up with wacky ideas. But in the case of Brian Flores, he did not hire Brian Flores. He had nothing to do with Brian Flores getting hired except approving the hire after the three gentlemen said, this is the guy we want to hire, and they screwed up. So now they fired him, and now they got to hire their coach. Notice that nobody else hired or wanted to hire Mike McDaniel as a head coach. So it shows you again that Chris Greer and company are in charge, not Ross. Believe whatever you want to believe, because I get it. This is the what's it called, the conspiracy theory society that, you're wrong, but since you're wrong, you'll come up with your conspiracy theory, so it'll make you feel better about the situation. It makes you feel like, no, I'm right. Big O's being fooled. Ross hired Flores. So my brother, the Mike McDaniel hire shows you that they hired and fired Brian Flores. Let me give you a little insight. They wanted to fire his ass last offseason. Okay? Let me give you a little insight. And by 1-7, his ass was canned. So, wake up, man. Wake up. I feel bad for Fitz on the Steelers now that Flo went there. Well, it's called karma. Karma for both dudes. This is the good Lord telling them, hey, you two idiots, find a way to get along. You see? You see how my power works? You complain, Minka. You didn't want to be the Swiss Army knife that they want to make you to be. You wanted to be selfish and self-centered. You wanted to only play your position. And now they trade you to Pittsburgh, and you're happy. And Flo, you're happy because they kicked the guy out that you didn't want, right? You couldn't get along with. Now you got to learn how to get along with them. Minka, guess what? Pittsburgh ain't trading you, so don't bitch and complain. Mom, don't bitch and complain because they're not getting rid of you. They're going to re-sign you because you're a good player. So maybe this is the Lord saying, hey, you two, stop being idiots, all right? Learn to get along. Have some people skills. Maybe that's what it is. Because let's not blame everything on Flo now, okay? Minka was a little bit of a bitch also. Let's not get crazy now on all of this. I know I know Flo has zero people skills. I completely understand that. But, I got to pick a little bit of Minka too. So this is beautiful karma. Yes, sir.
It is for head coaches and executives. That's where I messed up. It's not coordinators, executives. So GMs. Okay. So it was that in head coaches. You get third round compensatory picks.
So we get nothing if Gerald Alexander would have gotten the job.
So, Nope.
Oh, there you go. So who knows?
But when your assistants get elevated to a head coach, then you would.
Now we get cha-ching. All right. Yeah. That was never going to happen with Flo because he couldn't even find assistants. How are Flo's assistants then going to get head coaching jobs, especially in the offensive side? Oh my God.
Flores broke all kinds of rules.
Letting the story come out, all you do is speculate. The guy that says that Stephen Ross signed Flores is the guy that's saying others are speculating. Okay. All right, we got you. Did Flores sign a gag order from the Steelers organization before he was hired? I don't know. I think this is all NFL and Steeler driven, and this is the owners getting together and strengthening their case. David says, what's up, boy? I forget if you talked about it yesterday, but after Heat's double overtime win against the Hornets, who do you think needs to have the ball in their hands in the last possession? Still Jimmy? It depends. Jimmy has to have the ball, or Lowry. I'd rather have Lowry on a long distance shot. I'd rather have Jimmy taking it to the hole. I'd rather have Caleb Martin and a slew of others. I'd rather have Guy shoot a three than Jimmy Butler. I'd rather have Eric Spoelstra shoot the three than Jimmy Butler. Let's get clear on that. So what kind of a last second shot are we talking about? That's the question. You know what I mean? Situations all matter, David, in that whole thing. I don't want anything 17 feet out to be Jimmy. Can he make it? Of course he can make it. He's a ballsy guy. But the chances? Nah, I'll go with Lowry instead. And if Lowry can't find whoever out there, Duncan, whatever, even though Duncan's also like this. You don't know. You realize that Duncan is Bobrovsky? I realized that last night. I'm sitting there, I'm going, this is Bobrovsky all over again. Like, you give him the money, and he comes up with an inconsistent season that you don't know what the hell you're getting. So I'd rather have Max Strus. Whatever. They have a slew of guys. Tyler Hero, 8,000 times I'd rather have him have the last shot over everybody. How about that? If we're driving to the hole, Butler. If we're 17 feet and out, Tyler Hero. There you go. If you want to give me a 1-2 punch, Jimmy to the hole, outside, give me Tyler Hero every day of the week and twice on Sundays. And then all the other shooters, including Spo and dude, I might take Anthony Carter off the bench, shooting a 3 over Jimmy Butler. I might suit up AC at the end of a game to take a 3 over Jimmy Butler. I mean, Jimmy Butler can make a 3, but I can also hit the lottery also. You know, there's a chance. There's a chance Shib goes to Ascent. There's a chance. Ron says, Big O, love the show. I'm glad Dougley sent me to check you out. Thank you, Ron, on the all-night telethon. Carl says, Mike McDaniel coaching staff on both sides of the ball. Got B+, not bad. What do you think? Oh, I love what he's put together on offense, man. I mean, defense much hasn't changed. By the way, how about speaking of additions, I just saw Charlie Strong going to join the UM staff. Holy shit, dude. So he's going to coach linebackers. And do you know how that man can recruit? Just mad props to Mario Cristobal. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, what's going on at the University of Miami? Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh, Troy just asked that. There you go. Oh, that is just, dude, that's sick. The Charlie Strong stuff got me. I saw that and I was like, Mario, dude. Mario, you are the tireless worker that we needed here. That's all it was. You needed the guy that was going to grind and grind to build it, man. That was dedicated to it. That was crazy about and intense about building this whole thing. You have to have drive. There has to be blood, sweat, and tears behind it. And that's all you see from Mario Cristobal. This means more to him than any coach that's ever been hired at the University of Miami. It meant a lot to Mark Richt, but Mark Richt was at a different point in his life. Ho Yoon, by the way, thank you for the love on Venmo. I just saw it there. Appreciate you. It means a lot more to Mario. And you can tell. Because the city means something to him. That school means something to him. That uniform means something to him. So there is no way. He knows that what he did at Oregon is not even good enough here. He knows that. He's not stupid. Winning the Pac-12, it's nice. Winning the ACC, it's nice. UM fans aren't going to be, oh my God, we won the ACC. That's for basketball. You know, we win the basketball ACC tournament or the conference. Hell yeah, we celebrate. But in football, when you've been to the mountain 5 times, ACC championship is in the mountain. Cristobal knows that. The ACC championship is only a ticket into the big dance. That's what matters. To be one of those 4. That's what matters. He knows that. So he's got to get his ass into being one of those 4. Charlie Strong. Holy shit. That helps out, man, a lot. That's huge. How about the Florida Panthers? I know 6-2 or something it was. Yeah, 6-2 last night. Mason Marchment. Freaking hat trick. Yeah, man. Ekblad. Awesome, dude. Duclair. What a pickup. What a pickup by Zito. Duclair, and he's a clutch dude. I mean, last night didn't matter because you walloped them. But Duclair has already shown several times since he's been acquired by the Panthers that guy's got ice in his veins. He doesn't just skate on ice. He has ice in his veins. Love that guy. Yeah, love it. Love what I'm seeing from the Panthers. Orlando, how long do the Canes have Van Dyke? Ray, 1 to 2 years, bro. Can you blame the kid? Let's not be selfish, all right? We've enjoyed it. It's our fault that we had Manny Diaz. But hopefully now with Mario Cristobal, you'll be able to take advantage, and Van Dyke will get... Now, let me tell you something. Van Dyke's the kind of kid that if they get pretty close this year, and let's say they win the conference, which is a lot to ask, but let's say they win the conference, and they get into the playoffs, and they fall a little short, Van Dyke's the kind of kid that'll say, F that, dude, I'm coming back. I want to win the title. So that's kind of the little hope I have, because he has that kind of moxie that for him it would mean a lot to be the QB that resurrected the University of Miami football program with getting a title again 20 years later. You know what I mean? I think that would be actually pretty cool. So I have a slimmer of hope, Ray, that he's that dude that says, no, I'll stay for my junior year. Because next year it's a redshirt sophomore. So really, you can keep him for 3 more years, but you and I know he's not staying. It's either he's gone after this year, or he stays 1 more year as a junior year, and then he's done. You can't keep risking injury. You know what I mean? You got money to make, and here's the other thing, Ray. While I expect him to have a great season, and so do you, what if he doesn't have a great season? What if he has an okay season and he has to come back? So that's the other thing. So there's many layers to it that we don't know what's going to end up happening. Big O, does this help Flores learning? Ron, you got to rewind, my brother. I've already talked about it. It's all there, my man. All you got. I normally don't repeat content. I move on to something fresh, and that because it's all recorded. So you guys, it's all in digital. So we move on and we talk about something else. Big O, Flores hired now. The NFL can rest a little easier. Well, I talked about that. I addressed that also. Marcus says, love the show, Big O, all the way from Australia. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate you. Got to visit Australia once, man. Got to go there once. That place looks like it's absolutely phenomenal. And it was so sad with the fires and everything that went on last year. And they went through a real rough time. That country went through some tough times, man. Let's see, what else do we have here on the chat board? Elway always looks like that. Jesse says, I kind of agree with you, Big O. How are you going to tell a billionaire owner who the hell they have to hire? Also, usually only bad jobs become available because the team sucked the year before. Usually, you're right. That's usually what it is. You're usually taking over a bad situation. It's part of the game. CEOs do it all the time. They take over bad companies and they've got to straighten them out. Marcus Lemonis has made a career out of straightening out, businesses. He's a monster at that. Sean Horan says, love the show, Big O. Might not agree with everything, but that would be boring anyways. Love the show and the lineup throughout the week. Exactly. We're not going to give you on here. Sean and I are going to be producing the kind of sports talk that's going to be homerish to the sense that nothing's ever wrong. Everything's always right. You know what I mean? That's a bunch of crap, and that everybody is pussyfooting around all the difficult issues. We're not going to do that here. We're not going to do that. That's just not the way we roll. Now, we told you that we were going to roll at 3:00 for some lunch. And Sean is, he's one of those dudes that's like punctual about food. So when you tell him 3:00, he means 3:00. So, see what I mean? So we will have to wrap it up here on the show. It's a mini thing. We normally don't even do this kind of stuff. But I figure with the Brian Flores situation, Charlie Strong, I thought there were a couple of pretty interesting topics on a Saturday that we had to talk about. And I'm sure it'll get podcasted and everything later on, but you can catch the videos here. Appreciate all of you out there. As always, please smash the hell out of the like button. It is very, very important that you smash the like button. Did it sound good, by the way? It sounds like there's some echo, because when I'm in my studio, I can tell it is dense, baby. Nothing's bouncing. It's bouncing. Now people are next door going, what the hell is that? Anyway, we will see you. No, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Tomorrow we travel. We get back to South Florida Monday morning, 10 a.m. Sean and I will be rocking and rolling with an incredible lineup again. Ira Winderman at 10:30 with our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report. 11:30, Alan Poupart with our Sports Grill Miami Dolphins report. 12:30, Joe Shad, American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report. And at 1 o'clock, Marcel Louis Jacques of ESPN with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins Insider report. So you're going to have so much content on Monday and every day here on the Pro. And more to come. More to come. We got some big news coming, baby. Big news coming. All right. We will see you all on Monday. Y'all be good. Love you all. Thank you on behalf of Sean and myself, everybody that showed up at Slattery's. I got to thank all the great folks at Sloman's. Just amazing. The family was awesome. Jordan, Zach, Jason, thank you, sir, as always. Chris Vitale, just awesome. Carol, you are an angel. You just managed everything to a T, the communication, all of that. By the way, I ate yesterday Yardbird. Can I say something?
Yard House.
Yeah, just to give some props. What was that? What were you saying?
Yard House.
Oh, Yard House. Yard House. I said Yardbird, right? I'm thinking rock and roll. I got my Kansas shirt on, little Monolith. What do you want me to do, bro? I'm a rocker at heart. Okay, so Yard House, all right, had the chicken nachos. It was awesome. But I also want to give these Yard House folks a lot of credit. The service was excellent. They were on top. They even switched up and talked to us and everything. Oh, they're going to take care of you now, this, that. Every time you needed something, they were right there. That is in the pandemic. I don't know if we're post in the early stages of post-pandemic, which I'm hoping, whatever. One of the things we've all experienced is that businesses have suffered, everyone, to have great employees and to have great service. You can still find pretty good food all the time, but the service part of it doesn't really come with it that much in a lot of places. And it's really, I don't know what happened to this world. I don't know what happened to this country. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it, but it's been difficult for so many businesses all over. But the Yard House folks in New York City, okay, in Manhattan, I just want to say, awesome. Awesome food. I didn't get anything free or anything. I paid for it. I'm just saying, this is a free plug on their part. I love when the service comes with, the food. So it's pretty cool because I'm not experiencing it a lot around nowadays. And I know that a lot of you are going through the same issues because we all live the same lives. But, as I told somebody yesterday at Slattery's, I'm the guy that usually will say what most aren't willing to say, and I'll say what a lot of you are thinking and would like to say. So that's kind of the origins of this show. All right. Love you all. We'll see you on Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Y'all be good. Same place, same bat channel, and on the OK Coin Studios.
Oh, great. You got a doorbell camera. Now you got a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
No.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Get out of my house!
Ooh, mom's jewelry. There goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. At Sloman's, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, a free doorbell camera.
Free?
One that'll actually work for you. It's not total security unless it's the Sloman Shield. Call 1-800-ALARM-NATE.